One of the things that I've learned from training more than 2 million professionals around the world is sometimes the difference between you and people like you is the ones that crush it know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to make it count. They know the power of the right words at the right time, and they treat that as a profession. They do the work before the work to be ready to be able to make that difference.
Phil Jones' keynote this morning to me was empowering. It was engaging. He's one of the better speakers I've seen. I've seen a lot of great speakers. It's going to make a difference in my business. Let's put it that way.
So the content's been very much about building your environment to what you want. What's going to help you thrive, what's going to get you to take action, and what's going to get you to what that one thing is that you want to achieve in your career. Watching Phil Jones's speech this morning was an awesome experience.
When is the worst time to think about the thing you're going to say? It's in the very moment when you're saying. It's in the very, very moment when you're saying. So our goal is to be able to elevate our thinking, elevate our approach to the conversations that we have. Really, there are only a few things that we need to be able to get better at if we're to look to be able to perform at hyper levels of performance right now. And if I asked a room full of people whether they wanted to do good at something, to do better at something, or do their best at something, what do you think most people pick? They pick the best. Now, I believe that that is a stupid belief. And I'll explain for why. Because best practices suppress performance. If there is a best way of doing things, that's as good as it gets, and that can look down at me. Best is only informed from the past. All the time I was trying my best, I made no progress. It wasn't until I decided to shift my focus from trying my best and to do the work to get better that all of a sudden that thing became easier. Same is true in any skill you're looking to master. Don't look at how to do your best, work to get better. And the fun part is, wherever you are at in your professional journey today, can you be better tomorrow than you are today? Better the day after that than you were previous. In fact, if you live on the relentless quest for better, you will soon find that over time, better always beats best.
It was fantastic. We are so blessed to have an ecosystem where we bring in high-level talent. His book was phenomenal. It's changed my life. I read it constantly, and his presentation was awesome because it went a little bit deeper. It was awesome. I enjoyed it so much.
Phil was amazing today. I love the fact that he immediately connected with the audience. The content that he brought made using different language so simple. I love that the psychology of our words have such a huge impact and influence on our customers and our clients, and that Phil breaks it down so it's super easy to remember.
Quick question on the second set of words here is, who in this room would see themselves as open-minded? Take a look around, people, that's somewhere near everybody. I'm pretty sure the other hands wouldn't have raised regardless of what I asked. Could offer cash, cookies, or cake, still not going up. I mean, who are the people that never raise their hands when asked to raise their hands? We learn a fact, and the fact is this: the whole world likes to see themselves as open-minded. They like to see themselves as open-minded. Doesn't mean they are open-minded. They just like to see themselves as such. How does that fact become useful to us? Well, what it allows us to be able to do is to use it with a fair advantage to give people a fine reputation to live up to. See, again, if I wanted somebody to consider my idea, I'd simply ask them how open-minded they would be to considering that idea. And guess what? I've now got 90-10 odds in my favor.
Phil was so engaging. It wasn't just the fact that he went out into the crowd and was talking and doing all that, but you really felt like he was having a conversation with you.
Subconscious brain is powerful in the decision-making process. Why? Because it has a yes output and a no output. People think that no is the enemy of yes in the world of sales. It isn't. Maybe is the enemy. Indecision is the enemy. Be real with yourself for a second. Track back last 12 months. If everybody that thought about, considered, potentially, maybe sold their house or bought a house actually acted upon that initial piece of fuel, what difference would it have made to your year, your life? It would be significant. So if you can talk to the part of somebody's brain that is fundamentally more decisive, then what you can do is you can increase the rate of action. And if you can increase the rate of action, you can increase the rate of transaction.
Phil Jones's book, Exactly What to Say, is a book that you can't just read once. It's so simple, and we tend to overcomplicate everything. So to have such a nice framework right? To just really keep it easy and simple for us has been great for me.
If anybody has the opportunity to read his books, I definitely recommend it. Whether you're in business, sales, you name it, it can be beneficial, or even just for your personal relationships, just to have more meaningful conversations.
Let's borrow some basic psychology in that human beings are a lot like sheep. What do I mean by that? We're happy to follow a pack. That's why you're far more likely to believe 37 strangers on a Yelp review than any recommendation from your mother-in-law. So knowing that we are happy to follow a crowd, and knowing that you would like to be able to tell people what to do without them feeling like they're being told what to do, because you know they want to know what to do, next time you want to tell somebody what to do, simply explain to them what most people would do in that circumstance. And when you share with somebody, here's what most people would do in those circumstances, their little voice kicks off in head and says, aha, I'm most people. So I'm going to do that, and there's no way you can convince me otherwise. And I know what at least 12 of you in the room are thinking. You are thinking there is no way on earth that would work on me because I am not most people. So you know what I say to all of you that meet that criteria? I say, please, don't be like most people.
This was not a book that you just want to sit back and listen to. This is a book that you want to interact with. This is a book that you want to take notes on, and this is a book that you want to take action on.
I've been Phil Jones. I would like you, please, pretty please, to stop just counting your conversations. Instead, start making more of those conversations count. And I know that together we can make this entire industry so much better when we raise to pro level. So thank you for listening.